see your name attached to it, we know we got something good, and this is no exception. It's so much fun. You got to be overjoyed for how this turned out, right?
I really am actually. I tell you, when I first saw the finished cuts of the show, I'd seen the dailies, but when finally saw it finished, I just couldn't believe I'd written it. Actually, it was so. It's different from anything else I've ever done. I love the sort of the fact that some of it is in Spanish with these Mexican soldiers. I love the different ethnicities and sort of backgrounds of people on the plane and the production values. It's one of those shows that everything has just gone right.
Yeah, and then of course you were able to be on the set quite a bit, right?
Not that much,
Or not?
unfortunately. I
No.
did go out to Gran Canaria for about a week, so I met everybody and saw some of the filming and hung out with them on the. I don't
Yeah,
often go to sets because there's nothing for me to do. And
yeah.
this time, I was already commissioned to write a six-part drama called Marble Hall Murders, which starts shooting
Hmm.
in about 2 weeks' time. And so I was back to England and behind my desk, and as usual, stuck alone in a room.
It's a solitary life, but it's a good life, right?
When it's going well, it's a great life. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually part of that we've discussed on the show is that success mindset that you have to have. And sometimes for us writers, it's hard. Sometimes the words don't come to us. So is there something you keep in mind that keeps you on the right path always?
I think I think the most difficult thing for a writer is self-belief. Is especially when things are, I've had stuff rejected and shows that haven't been made. I've had shows that have been made and haven't succeeded. And I think that just holding on to your self-belief and loving what you do is what is the advice can only share with writers, because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you are in the sort of, on the ladder of writing, whether you're just beginning or whether you're getting to the sort of age I'm getting to and are beginning to think it might be ending soon. It's the same tension, that same sort of, is this going to be okay? Is it going to work? Is it my best work? And just having that self belief to keep sort of motoring on.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is your favorite aspect of the show or something that you kind of like that you'll always remember about working on this?
Gosh, I think first of all the cast. I mean, it is very,
Yeah.
very rare when you have a piece which is so heavy and dependent on the characters that are, that we're going to share the screen time with, and to get it so right, to get so many wonderful performers. And Eric McCormack was the first one I met, and I was so nervous. Was he going to be? He's Will out of Will and Will and Grace.
Yeah.
Is he going to be nice? Is he going to be demanding? And he was just lovely. And from that moment onwards, I just felt as every actor turned up, I was just so happy with it. But I think also the production values, it's not everybody's favorite thing to watch, but the film, the plane crash that begins the film, as their show, is so brilliantly done. I mean, and I couldn't believe it. And I love the Mexicans in this, all of the Mexican army
Yeah.
base. To hear my words in Spanish, I mean, I didn't even understand what they're saying, but I wrote it, and it's sort of that I found great too. So yeah, it's been a really happy ride for me.
Yeah. And where in the world in your mind did this come from?
It began by thinking about planes and about how you spending your time with strangers, perhaps having lunch shoulder to shoulder with somebody you've never met before. Who and if you ask them what they do for a living, how do you know they're telling the truth? And then if one of the people on the plane turns out to be a killer, and you've crashed, and you're in the jungle where you've got snakes and spiders and terrible weather, and no food, no drink, so everything is out to kill you. Isn't that a great? Why hasn't anybody done a murder mystery like that before? That was where I began the thinking about the show. But I want to say that it wasn't just about who is the killer. The big thing for
Mm.
me on this show is why. And I've
Yeah.
met one or two people who've guessed who, but so far nobody has got why. And that
Oh
to me
no.
is
Mhm.
the hook of it. And I hope that episode 6 has a single moment in it where everything is revealed. And to me, that's the money shot. And I hope people get a real buzz out of it.
You get scripts like this, you must just think, oh, I got to do this, right?
Well, I mean, it's we shot on the Canary Islands, so you got it. But B, it's a script like this also makes you go, oh, please let the other actors be great so that I can, I'm there for 4 months, please. And that's what happened. I was describing before that just we all had a great big love affair with each other and had so much fun and so many dinners. And so that worked out beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the unexpected dimension of this job. Was like you were saying, Eric was saying, it's so ironic because obviously our characters are going through hell, but we had a very nice summer 2020.
Yeah. Well, and you guys just make it look easy, but but sometimes you get on a movie set or TV set and you go, oh, this isn't as fun as I thought. But I bet you have a whole bunch of great memories from the set. Is there a certain particular day, scene, or time that stood out to you?
Um, I think the realization, I just remember day one, we came in, we were going to shoot the plane crash. So the plane was intact and everything inside it was intact. And we had a couple of great days bonding and screaming and all uh, and then we went out and shot some stuff in the war in the island of Gran Canaria. But when we came back into the set, it was the realization that the plane, as it was now, crashed, and the incredible jungle they created was our home for the next 6, 7 weeks,
Mm.
and we would get filthier and filthier. And I think it was that realization that actually helped because that's what the characters were going to be dealing with. It helped us to go, oh, right, this is going to get scary and claustrophobic in its own way.
Hmm. How about for you, Lydia?
Yeah, likewise that it kind of just felt like a little bit like doing theater as well, because we were on this single location in a way for most of the shoot. And I just love the other actors. We just had it was such a great blend chemistry. Everyone was at a certain time in their lives where they just wanted to connect and have a great summer together. It was very special, and not all jobs are like that.
Yeah. Well, and you both make it just look so easy, like I said, but people look up to what you do and they think, see, that's what I want to do. So what advice would each of you give to somebody that wants to follow in your footsteps?
Oh, Eric.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm honestly not being self-effacing, but I'm old enough that I think some of my advice is just old-fashioned. Because what I would give advice to young people now is make movies on your phone and put them on social media. Like don't wait around. I did things in a very old school way, and I think you went to theater school and all that. I mean, I. I've always believed this is a profession, that it's not something to be um, taken lightly. This is what we do for a living. It is our art. And so when I hear people say, yeah, I might be an actor, I'm not sure. I go, well, then you're not an actor.
Yeah.
This is to be taken as seriously as any other profession because it takes a lot out of you and you have to put a lot into it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I'm
Would
an
you say
actor.
the same?
Eric wouldn't necessarily say to call attention to this, but Eric is a company leader as well. If anybody finds themselves in that position where they are number one on a call sheet, and I mean, I just learned that you don't have to choose committing to your role in your own performance versus being wow, amazingly sensitive and aware of the rest of us and the responsibility that you had as our leader and keeping us happy and sprightly and energized and serious about what we were doing. I just felt, yeah, it was a real masterclass in that, and I would like urge people starting out in acting to think about not just their own solo path, but what that group is and how you can like what you can bring to that. Because
Yeah. Well said. And what was your biggest takeaway from working on this one? Was there something that you just that you think you'll always remember about this production that was special to you?
I certainly hope to shoot everything else I do in Spain. That would be good.
Yeah. Lydia?
yeah, the crews were amazing, and it was a mixture of Spanish crew, Irish crews, and also local crews from Gran Canaria and the neighboring islands, and they were phenomenal and also gorgeous. Every time they were doing the lineup, do you
Yeah.
remember, Eric? We'd look through the camera while they were while we were having our tea, and they were standing in. I was like, gorgeous, gorgeous. They look like movie stars.
Do you have a favorite memory from the set? Each of you?
It was so much fun, and
Yeah.
they practically built this entire jungle in an air hangar with rain machines and fog machines and real life critters that I don't think were planned, but they became a real issue. And my favorite memory is me and Jan were absolutely obsessed with ping pong. So
Yes.
Richard, the producer, bought a ping pong table, and that became a real issue because me and Jan we could not rip ourselves away from the ping pong table. So I have such fond memories of the ongoing drama of the ping pong table.
I love that. How about for you, John?
Um, Honestly, all my favorite memories are like when we had scenes all together as an ensemble. Um,
Hmm.
Siobhan and Eric are so funny that the next day your jaws hurt from laughing. And so sometimes it was actually really hard to concentrate in the scene because you would remember what they'd just said and want to laugh.
I love it. And what you guys are doing is so much. A lot of people look up to it and they think, "See, that's what I want to do." But you just make it look easy. But what kind of advice would you give to somebody that wants to follow in your footsteps?
Ooh. Just believe in yourself. I think like it's hard, and every doors close and things don't go your way, and you just have to have an unshakable belief that like it might happen, and I'm willing to take that chance. And you really just need to go with it and be curious and read as much as you can and watch as much as you can and just be kind, sound person. I think would be my advice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
Would you say the same thing?
I would say the same thing, but I do genuinely believe like a lot of it is luck. I feel incredibly lucky to be here, even to be talking to you. And so I say keep the faith, but also back yourself up maybe and have other skills just in case when you're in a state spot, I'd say.
Professional ping pong players.
Yes. All right. So who's the better ping pong player?
Jam.
Who? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Adam was the guru. He taught me so much.
You went from never played, not never, to a serious professional beating everyone on the crew over the course of like 2 months.
But no one topped you.
Yeah.
You were scary towards the end.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
I love it. So what is it that stood out the most to you about this production? Was there just something in particular that made it special that you think you'll always take away with you on this one?
I think the family. We really developed such a lovely family, and what was really sad about it is the dynamics were established early on. You had mum, dad, uncles, aunties. There's sons and daughters, but then people die. So then like roles change, and then not everyone's as good at that role as the previous. It's like your dad now, but kind of like a weird uncle, maybe not quite dad. So yeah, that was fun.
It was hard though. I became family with the crew as well. It was so lovely. It was the first time where I really actually got to like hang out with the crew that much. They were incredibly good looking. I remember first day on set, I was like, it's not like this in Britain. And and they all can surf.